Ayo, the Entrepreneurship tutor. In today's tutorial, we have in the very first class on the course, PAD301, which is about interstate politics. Okay, interstate government. So today we're going to be taking our bearing from not interstate actually, but inter-government. So we're going to take our bearing from what we call federalism. All right, taking our bearing from federalism in the course part 301, which is inter-government relation. With this being said, let's hop straight into it. Now, when we say federalism, what are we talking about? That's part 301, and we have federalism. So, federalism, let's take it from the root. All right, let's take it from the origin. Okay, let's take it from the origin. All right. Federalism. Federalism is, all right, derived from a Latin word. Federalism is derived from a Latin word. Okay? The Latin word which federalism is derived from, okay, is called foedus. Okay? Foedus. Now, foedus here simply means treaty or agreement, meaning treaty or agreements. Are we together? Speaking of the word federalism, okay, the origin is gotten from the word, all right, a Latin word called feudus, meaning treaty or agreement. Now, federalism denotes the sovereignty and independent states. Okay? Federalism denotes a sovereign and independent states. Okay? Federalism denotes a sovereign and independent states. Now, we have that as that. Now, let's take some more definition on this term. According to Ramphal, all right, according to Ramphal in 1979, okay, Ramphal in 1979. Let's hear his contribution on the term federalism. Ramphal described federalism as a situation whereby communities, okay, a situation whereby communities, okay, these communities accept to live and work together nationally. All right, a situation whereby, okay, a situation whereby communities, all right, communities, when we say communities, we're talking about combination of different communities accept to live and work together accept. Remember the word feudus? Here is it again. Accept to live. Okay? Accept what? To live and work. And work together. Okay? Nationally on a limited number of matters. Okay? On a limited, all right? Together on a limited numbers, on a limited number of matters. Okay? On a limited number of matters. So we have now okay, even as much as they work on a limited number of matters, even on that, they still have this clear intention of preserving their separate identity and remain, competent authority in their own territory. Now let's put it this way. Work together on limited number of matters, but still, stand as, but still preserves their separate identity. Let's do that. But still preserve their separate identities. Okay? Separate identities, and also remain a competent authority in their own territory. And remains competent. Competent in in their territory. Okay? Competent authority in their own territories. Competent authority. Let's plug that in. Competent authority in their own territories. So that is according to Raf. That's according to Bramford. Okay, so it's also a welcome definition. Now, let's quickly chip in something called alliance. Okay, just before that, let's take this definition before we come back to alliance. What it means by alliance. Now, perhaps it might interest you to know that federalism, contrasts with what we call the unitary system of government. Okay, when we say the unitary system of government now, government is centralized, in one authority. So federalism contrasts. Okay, federalism contrasts with a unitary system of government. Contrast with the unitary system of government. Okay, so let me just explain this very quickly. We are saying here that federalism here, look at what it says here. Working together, meaning treaty or agreement. Agreement between who? Agreement between different entities coming together to work as one, even though they still maintain their own independence and sovereignty. But in unitary system, authority is concentrated into one body, unlike the federal system of government, whereby it is being separated, and this separate body has their own authority, and as much as they are independent, they also exercise their own authority and independency. All right, but unity system of government doesn't work that way. All right, there's nothing like separation of power. All right, power is being concentrated in just one spot. Okay, so that's why I said that it contrasts the unity system of government. I believe I've made that clear enough. Okay, so now we have that as that. Now, so let's talk about alliance before we move on. Now, in the beginning, there was alliance. An alliance is said to be the coalition of states agreeing to help each other in the event of war or crisis. All right, the coalition. All right, let me say coalition now. States coming together still. All right, the coalition of states. Okay, coalition of states agreeing the coalition of states agreeing to help each other. All right, agreeing to help each other, okay, in the event of war or crisis. Order in the event of war or crisis. So we have that as that. Now let's take a little bit step further. So now let's talk of the nature of federalism. Okay, what is the nature of federalism? Federalism, when we say nature, we are simply talking about what makes federalism. What makes federalism different from other system of government. All right, everything that encompasses, that makes up federalism, that makes it what it is. All right, so now the very first thing we want to talk about is that federalism is a political system, all right, adopted to cater for diversities and heterogeneity, all right, or society. When we say heterogeneity, we're talking about different varieties, all right, different kind of tribe, all right, different kind of people from different background. Okay, so permit me to raise the board so we can take down some points on the nature. So we have the nature of federalism. Federalism is a political system adopted is a political system adopted towards cater for, all right, to cater for diversities, all right, what we call diversities and heterogeneity, all right, heterogeneity of society. So simply put, federalism is a political system of government that is being considered, all right, a viable option. Don't forget, I've said this time with that number, that you are at liberty to make do with your points in as much as you are not off tangent. Okay, so from what we can see on the board, federalism is a political system adopted to cater for diversities and heterogeneity of society. Now let's turn into something else. Federalism is a political system, or federalism is a system of government which seems to be a viable option when it comes to considering a society whereby we have different, all right, ethnic group that speaks different language, all right, considering heterogeneity, or considering varieties of individuals, groups, and ethnics that speaks different languages. But the bottom line is, federalism is that system of government that powers are being separated, all right, and these entities that is in the system of government stand surveying and have their own independent authority, all right. So this is the best option for a country or society whereby we have different set of people coming from different points, coming from different angles, different background, and different, all right, philosophy of life. All right, so we have that as that. Now let's take more points. Speaking of the nature of federalism, it is designed to address the twin issue of maintaining unity, all right, while preserving diversity. It is designed to what? Address what? Address the twin issues, all right, the twin issues of maintaining what we call unity, okay, maintaining unity while, all right, preserving diversity. So it's not a matter of maintaining unity, all right, at the expense or at the detriment of diversity. No, it is maintaining unity while preserving diversity. Okay, so we have that as that. Federalism is practiced, okay? Federalism is practiced by many countries of the world, such as Nigeria, Australia, Canada, the United States of America, and so on. A federal system of government is one which power are distributed between the central and the state. All right. A federal system of government, okay, is one in which power is being, all right, power are distributed between the central and the state. Okay, power are being distributed between the central and the states. So there are different types of federalism. Okay, we have different types of federalism. We have dual federalism, we have cooperative federalism, we have creative federalism, we have competitive federalism, fiscal federalism, and centrifugal federalism. So let's quickly touch on one or two of them as we commence. So we have, perhaps I should erase the board so we can take them, the types of federalism. So we made mention of 7 of them. So let's take some and let's talk about them. Alright, so we have the first one, which is dual federalism. Okay, now the dual federalism is based on the concept of the autonomy of the various levels of government, right? Based on the concept of autonomy, all right, of the various levels of government. All right, this is simply talking about, though we work as one, there are different levels of government that have their own authority and they are also independent at the same time. All right, so we have that as that. Also, we have the cooperative federalism. Okay, the cooperative speaking of which, this emphasizes on the cooperation between the levels of government in a federation. This emphasizes the cooperation between the different levels of between the different levels of government in a federation. In a federation. Okay? In a federation. So that happens to be the second one. So let's take the creative federalism. Creative federalism. Creative federalism sought to foster the development of a singular great society. All right? Sought to foster the development, all right, when we say fourth canal, to increase the pace of a singular great society. Okay, singular great society. Okay, now here is a form of government that was used in the 1960s, all right, in the United States, and it was characterized by the national government developing local communities, all right, developing local communities and providing them with resources to accomplish federal policy goals. Okay, so we have that as that. So finally, let's think about centrifugal federalism, the fourth one, which is centrifugal federalism. Okay, a centrifugal federalism, all right, now it says here if now, according to what we have here, it says that a federalism may also come into existence when a military state with a large area which needs unity out of its diversity divides its power into sets of governments and grants constitutional autonomy to its units. Now, this is said to be when federalism comes into play in a military, all right, in a military state. In a military state whereby a military state with a large area with needs, all right, a military state with a large area which needs unity. Are we together? Unity out of its diversity. Okay, then you can stop here, you can go on. Then it divides its power, all right, divide its power into two sets of government and grants constitutional autonomy to, all right, to its units. That is the centrifugal federalism. So before we call it a wrap for today, all right, I think this week we should be concluding with this course. So the next week we can start with another course, which makes it the third course we are taking for the departments. All right, there's something called model of federalism. Now, the reason for, all right, we have models of federalism. So now, the very first one I'm going to be talking about is called the aggregation, all right, aggregation model. So permit me to raise the board so we can quickly take something down on the model of federalism. Please, for those of you who are here to become a member of the private class, all right, you are missing a lot. There are a lot of things we don't teach in the general class, which is restricted only to the private class, all right. Getting all this in your keynotes as a member of the private class, which is one of the advantage, all right, comes as a free package, advantage to those in the private class. So we have model of federalism. We have models of federalism. Models of federalism. So we have about, I think we have about 3 models here, or thereabout. But let's just talk about 1 or 2 before we call it a wrap for today. So the very first model we want to talk about is the aggregation model. Okay, the aggregation model. Now, this model is characterized by a bargain or agreement. Okay, characterized. This model is characterized by a bargain or agreement. Agreements by who? Agreements among previously sovereign polities, such that each agrees to give up part of its sovereignty in order to pool its resources with others and thereby increase the security, prestige, economic potential of the federated state as a whole. This sounds to me like a confederation, all right? But I think it's a little bit different, okay? As we can see here, it says here that it's a model that is characterized by bargain or agreement, okay, made among previously sovereign, all right, previously sovereign polities. Okay, why do you have to make this agreement? Such that each agreed to give up part of its sovereignty. Such that each agrees to give up parts of, all right, part of its sovereignty. All right, sovereignty in order to what? To pool. In order to pool resources. With others. Okay, so that's just one, all right, among others. We also have the cooperative federalism, the creative federalism, the competitive federalism. Sorry, I think that's something else. So we also have the rational, all right, so we have that as that's the aggregation model or process model of federalism. So we have the rationale of federalism, and under that we have some factors like political, economic, institutional. Then we also have the theoretical and ideological perspective of federalism. Okay, all these we will, all right, discuss in our next class. So let me just theoretical and ideological perspective. So in our next class we'll talk about that. So thank you very much, everyone. I believe you've been able to gain a thing or two in today's class. Please, let's do well to submit our updated notes through the respective portals. And for those of us who would like to become a member of the private class, do well to reach out to me on www.tutorayo.com, where you can get the WhatsApp icon and click on it. It takes you directly to my DM. With this being said, I look forward to seeing you all in subsequent tutorials. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.